Well, thanks for staying with us on Midday Live. Time now for us to do business with me, Nanikia Mensah Brampa. Topical issue would be the energy crisis, and I'm sure we're still finding lasting solutions. I'm talking about government as well as other interested bodies. But Martin raised an issue with the Doomstormer Store Vigil. Well, we have some people who would be embarking on that vigil tomorrow, and whilst they would be doing that, others are also calling for some other solutions. And I'm talking about the economy of Ghana Network. They are tasking government to settle its debt to the Electricity Company of Ghana as the first step towards its short-term measures in solving the energy crisis. According to EGN, government indebtedness to ECG as at October last year stood at 1.25 billion cedis, representing 62% of the company's total debt.
According to the Economy of Ghana Network's research on the energy crisis, micro and small enterprises are losing 37 to 48% of their annual sales. On the average, the country loses production worth $2.2 million daily or $57.2 million a month, which translates to $686.4 million annually due to the energy crisis. The losses are from only micro and small enterprises, which provides over 2/3 of all jobs in the country. The implications are collapsing of businesses and job losses, leading to shrinking of the economy.
By now we should have a long-term national development plan, a long-term energy sector plan, that we know that that's where we are going. We don't have that, so we have sat down with that plan. If you talk to Singapore and Malaysia and countries like that, they have a 25, 40, 50-year plan. So they know that this is how the demand is going to go like, and this is how the supply must match up. We have sat down with that proper planning. So maybe this is the time to start planning.
EGN recommended that government settles its indebtedness to ECG.
Can even commit some of the oil money to ECG to pay this debt off. When we pay ECG, we also pay VR, and we want to applaud the government actually for deciding to go for concession, getting a private operator to come and manage ECG. They will invest in ECG, and after 20 years they will hand it over to government. We are more concerned about how we will appoint the company to do the concession.
Other recommendations by the Economy of Ghana Network are that distributional losses and operational efficiency performance must be curtailed at least to global benchmark of 15%, while management of state utility companies should sign performance contracts.
Now we look at some updates on Ghana's activities with the International Monetary Fund. Well, the Bank of Ghana is to receive $500 million budgetary support from the IMF by the end of the third quarter this year. Now, this amount is part of benefits from the program, which is offering the country some $940 million. Its first tranche of $100 million in April under the International Monetary Fund, the IMF program. The $100 million fund forms part of a total of $940 million that the country is expected to receive under the IMF program. The IMF is set to carry out its first review on how government implements conditions under the bailout program. The review will consider government expenditure, borrowing, improving revenue collection, and the public wage bill. Ghana hopes to raise about $2 billion from the country's donor partners, besides the $940 million it expects from the IMF, bringing the potential relief to almost $3 billion. If Ghana is rated successful, it will be able to get the second tranche of $114 million from the IMF in July this year.
The donor funds are expected to come in the third quarter. Yes, and we are expecting in total this year about $500 million from the donors.
Ghana's program is expected to end in 2018. And this year's Ghana Banking Awards will center on universal banks, which accounts for more than 90% of the output from the banking sector. Banking analyst and head Nanotu Champon says awards would be highly competitive considering the financial results delivered by the various banks.
Since 2001, Corporate Initiative Ghana (CIG) has organized the Ghana Banking Awards with a view to identifying and rewarding excellence in the universal banking sector. At the 14th launch of the awards, banking analyst and head Nana Otuo Echampong said banks that go against the rules would be eliminated.
Under Section 81 of the Banking Act of 2004, i.e. Act 673, a bank is mandated not later than 3 months after the end of its financial year in December to cause the financial statement together with the auditor's report to be published in a daily newspaper circulating in Ghana. In this market, only the best will suffice. Best in how customers are treated and served, best in how services are priced, and indeed best in the entire banking services proposition.
14 award categories will be competed for by 28 universal banks across the country, which will be based on both qualitative and quantitative data.
And wrapping it up this afternoon with the interbank figures from the currency market. Well, data from the Bank of Ghana indicates that the cedi lost some 0.23% to the dollar to bring the year-to-date depreciation to 21.6%. And now this afternoon, looking at the prices on the interbank market, buying at 3 Ghana cedis 88 pesos is the cedi to the dollar, and also selling at 3 Ghana cedis 89 pesos. Quickly looking at that of the cedi to the pound, value also to the cedi rose by 0.39%, even though we saw some depreciations there for the cedi to the dollar. Buying this afternoon at 6 Ghana cedi 12 pesos, that is the buying price, and then the selling price of 6 Ghana cedis 13 pesos. Definitely these figures change when you visit the forex market. And the euro appreciated by 0.28% to the cedi, also buying at 4 Ghana cedis 42 pesos and 4 Ghana cedis 42 pesos, same for the buying and selling price. That would do for business this afternoon.